Now if you fire the sucker off enough, you can do this. You can fire it through the air like this. Hey guys, Logdotzip here, and welcome back to part 2 of the OreSpawn mod. If you missed yesterday's upload, it was part 1, so I would encourage you to go check that out if you have not seen it yet. It is a continuation of today's mod. The rest of the mod will be finishing up the chests that we have yet to cover, as well as showing you some of the coolest boss mobs you'll ever see. So, stay tuned. Now we can get to some of the armors that the OreSpawn mod adds to the game. Sorry, I'm trying to have fun with this. The first set is the ultimate helmet and chest plate and legs and boots. It's made with the titanium and uranium ore that we covered just a bit ago. Here are the different crafting recipes for each one, and you'll be able to see in a second how they all look on you. So yeah, you're probably gonna have to pause to see some of those, but I got a lot to cover. So this is how the set looks on you. A lava eel armor set, which can be made out of lava eels, which is the 5th fish that you can capture with the ultimate fishing rod that we showed you just a little bit ago. Boom, boom shakalaka. Moth scale helmets, same stuff, same crafting type of recipes. All looks the same. Moth scales you need to get from killing the Mothra mob. The Mothra mob is not a mob we have covered just yet, but we will in time. Now this is how that armor looks on you. Now we've got the emerald armor. Again, as you'd guess, same old stuff. Pretty neat looking. We've got experience helmets, which I will explain why they're called that in a second here. But here's how it looks on you. It's actually made with emerald and with some experience orbs, and you'll see what I mean there. All you have to do is surround each piece with bottles O enchanting, which you can get with ease using your experience orb catcher. What you need to know is that you need undamaged emerald armor in order to make the experience seed. This cannot be used in any way. And what's really neat about it is when used in conjunction with the experience sword, you actually passively will gain experience while you're just walking around with the sword. So see if we can see some of that happen. I'm going to speed up the clip. So as you can see, it slowly and passively gains you experience. It's not too much, which is kind of a good thing. You don't want to devalue experience that much. Now the experience sword itself, the mod maker has stated, gets stronger the more experience you have. So when killing this iron golem, I believe it takes 6 hits. Yes, 6 hits at level 0. So even at 29, it still does 4 hits. So now even at level 141, the amount of hits only goes down to 3. So I imagine you'll be spending your levels way before then. Now we can get to one of my favorite parts of any mod, and that's the custom food that gets added to each one. Now we got a lot going on here, so I'll be able to show you a little bit about each one. First off, we've got strawberries, corn, and the respective plants. Strawberries can be found growing in forests, and corn can be found in plains growing off of their plants, which you can break and get more plants and corn from each one. Butter is made using 2 buckets of milk, and you'll get 6 pieces of butter. Sky would be thrilled. And using butter and corn, you can get popcorn. Well, you actually get popcorn by cooking corn, but you can add butter to your popcorn to get buttered popcorn. Remember that salt over here that I was trying to tell you about that you can find in caves? Well, when you mine it, you get salt. And when you add salt to your buttered popcorn, you get buttered and salted popcorn, just like that. And finally, take your buttered and salted popcorn and wrap it in paper, and you get a bag of popcorn. Now each one of these foods adds progressively more healing ability. Now you can also make corn dogs, and this is awesome because who doesn't like corn dogs? Here's the recipe for corn dogs, easy enough. This is a raw corn dog. It of course needs to be cooked. Now we can start talking about the fish that we saw earlier. All of the fish, from what I understand, you should be able to eat the fish. You can eat them at full hunger, and what they do is they not only heal you food, but they give you fire resistance. In our next chest, we've got tree stuff. Wow, doesn't that sound exciting? There are some different trees that the OreSpawn mod adds. We're going to touch base on this guy a little bit later, and you'll see exactly why it's called that. Now, what's really interesting about these trees is apparently they spawn in the overworld. I was unable to find any of them anywhere, so that's why I had to make them myself. The first is the duplicator tree. Now what this tree is supposed to do, supposedly, is if you can find it out in the open and you can place a valuable block at the base, it's supposed to duplicate the blocks. I have not been able to replicate this or get it to work or anything like that, so I ended up leaving these alone for long enough, and lo and behold, it turns out they actually do in fact duplicate blocks. Now we've got sky tree wood. Now, I built this all the way up to 256. When you hit one of the blocks, usually the based one, guess what happens? Here they come. Raining down. Yes, you hit one and they will all fall down on you. When you get Skytree wood and you actually try and craft it, it actually turns into oak wood planks. Apple tree seed is easy enough to figure out. Simply do this to get your apple tree seeds, and what you'll do is you right click one and look what happens. You get a huge apple tree, and I believe that there's a higher chance with every single apple tree leaf to drop apples. This thing, this experience tree seed, is an anomaly. I cannot figure it out. At the beginning of this mod, before I even started recording, I planted one over here, but it's supposed to plant a giant tree. It doesn't really say anything about the experience tree other than it provides you with experience. You see, I've been doing this mod, I've been recording for the better part of an hour, and it still has not grown yet. And bone meal doesn't work on it, so you kind of broken. Now we've got our transport chest. First off, we've got a hoverboard, and we've got a series of insta things. Now the recipe for the hoverboard is as follows. You can use all different types of wood you want. The stairs going up, stairs going down, stairs going all around. This is the recipe for the Instabridge right here. Point downwards and right click, and you've got stairs going up with some torches to light your path. It's stairs going down. Wow. Shocker. Now finally we've got a bridge. And does not want to work for me. Oh yeah, you have to click on the block you're on for the bridge. And this is the hoverboard. Right click it and be patient because it does not show up right away. If you spam click it, it's gonna go crazy. So what this is some Back to the Future style. Right click to get on it, and then you can just move around. The controls are a little janky, but you get used to it. Now, if you hold sneak down, you go super fast. Every now and then you'll take occasional damage when you're not in creative mode. In our second to last chest, you'll notice the miscellaneous and random blocks that I couldn't really find a great way to categorize for this. So these are the shoes that your girlfriend will throw. You cannot craft these. There's no crafting recipe for them. So she'll throw those and she'll actually drop them when you die, as you saw. Now these are Ender Pearl, Eye of Ender, random teleport blocks, and lava foam. This is basically just a concentrated version of these various objects. The random teleport block, I was actually not able to find out how to get that, but you're more than welcome to toy with it in creative mode. Just stand on top of it, and you'll get teleported to a random spot nearby said block. Lava foam is actually found near other blocks of lava that you can occasionally find around, whether it's in the nether or in lava areas, in caves. And it works similar to ice. You kind of slide on it, and when you walk into it, you kind of bounce off. Extreme torches are just brighter versions of regular torches that take both a coal piece and a redstone torch. They are 10% brighter than normal torch. Miner's Dream. Now this is a Miner's Dream come true. What this does is it clears out areas in front of you as far down as you go and leaves the ores and such intact. Look how much time this baby can save you if you do it right. Look at this. Definitely a Miner's Dream. Now what you saw in the corner over here is an empty critter cage. Here's the recipe for that. You can actually capture mobs with it and use them for later. Now I'm going to capture you. So yeah, I captured him, and he's right here. There's about an 80% success rate, assuming you are accurate with it. And just like that, you can release him again. Insta-cow! The last two things in the misc and random chest are robot laser charges and water dragon charges. Now these are both throwable objects that have really cool looking effects such as that, and when you hit a mob with them, it will blow them up. I'm not even sure you can get this legitimately, the water dragon charges. I'm pretty sure it's what the water dragon mob will throw at you. Almost ready to cover the boss mobs. In fact, we're going to grab them all right now, but we're not going to use them just yet. I'm going to show you what I meant ages ago when I told you there was something special about these little ants. Whenever you right click on one of the various ants, it will take you to different dimensions. Now the first, a brown ant, when you right click on it, will take you to a dimension filled with a bunch of apple trees, basically an ant's paradise. It's got giant trees to be found around everywhere. It's plains and I believe extreme hills combined. Tons of moth and butterfly plants, corn everywhere. These giant trees that actually have little staircases that you can climb up. We've got trees made of emerald and gold and titanium. Yeah, see, here's an example of a tree that's got chests in it. Now I believe the loot from each chest is random. Yes, it's got just various objects. So that's all this world basically encompasses, is various giant trees. Now to get back to any dimension, you can either right-click the exact same type of ant to get back to the main world that you were in. So now we're back in the actual world, albeit not where we came in from. That's one of the downsides. Or if you're in one of the dimensions, you can right-click on a different one to get to a new dimension. Now the second dimension is by right-clicking the rainbow ants that you find, and it takes you to a village dimension. This is where the robots reside. This is their homeland. This is the only place you can find them. Just villages everywhere. Yeah, see? Yeah, okay. See, that's reasonable. There's a good amount of villages in this area. We will now spawn our red ant, and this will take us to an extreme hills biome all over, with tons of lava and water everywhere. And this is where you'll start seeing some of those mobs I was explaining to you. Okay, I've actually brought it back to the Rainbow Plains world because we've got a lot more room to mess around with some of these boss mobs that I'm finally ready to show you. And I'm going to show you Robo Warrior. Now this guy is nutty. We're actually going to turn off creative because I've got on my good armor. We'll see if I can do some damage to him. So he will fire off at you. He will constantly be throwing those at you. Now keep in mind, I am in the best armor that the game has to offer, so he's not doing much damage to me in terms of that. But otherwise, oh, hello. So, upon dropping, he will sometimes drop a freaking ray gun. And I will show you exactly what this does. This is the way to refill the ammo when it's eventually out. Most of these mobs do block damage, but for the sake of the mod review, I actually turned off a majority of it. So, mob griefing true. So now you can see what it actually does. Now, if you fire the sucker off enough, you can actually do this. You can fire it through the air like this. The next up is Alien. Now, I'm kind of hesitant to show this because it's actually a ripped model from the franchise, and he says he's going to be removing it because there were complaints about that being the case. Aliens can be found in cave systems while you're digging around, and this is how he looks. And he moves crazy fast and will screech at you and sound like a jaguar, and he makes a nasty sound when you finally kill him. Yes, see? From all the explorers he killed, he's got compasses, clocks, and maps. Now the Kyubi, I had some trouble finding out where he spawns. I have no idea. I would presume the Red Ant world where most of these boss mobs are spawning, but for the life of me I could not find out anything about him. Not even in the mod maker's description of the mod could I find anything about him. I'm really impressed with the model he uses though. As you can see, he likes to go around and he'll shoot fireballs at you, and he'll try and take you out by doing that. But obviously he's no match for us, and he's only, I think, a hit or two and he dies. I'm not even sure he's a boss mob, but I included him with the rest because I just could not figure out where he's located. Or the Emperor Scorpion, he is only found in desert regions, and again, these boss mobs are all very difficult. Just keep in mind, I have the best armor. He spawns little scorpions around him as you try and kill him. Come on now. On death he drops... Oh yeah, he drops diamond and enchanted items. Sometimes it's leggings, sometimes it's tools, obsidian. Now the basilisk is what's up next. And rather than just spawn him, I want to show you the dungeon he spawns in, which is in the Red Ant world. The mod maker said he spawns inside of pyramid-shaped objects that are found in the Red Ant world. It spawns us in a maze filled with iron and all sorts of stuff. And it's surrounded in bedrock, and what your job is to try and make your way through it to eventually get to where the basilisk hangs out. So 10 minutes, and definitely without the use of an X-ray texture pack later, I finally found the entrance. This is the basilisk. So, he poisons you, causes slowness, and he's really cool looking, and for whatever reason, I appear to be zoomed in right here. There we go. And on death, he drops a lot of chicken and emeralds. Now right in the corner, just stuff one might assume to find inside a crazy impossible dungeon surrounded in bedrock. This is Mothra, and this is where you get moth scales. Mothra is a giant-ass moth. And it strikes me as odd because Mothra is actually spawnable in peaceful mode as well. And it looks like Mothra will shoot fireball-looking moths, or fireballs at you, which will cause explosions. So when you kill Mothra, not only does it spawn a bunch more moths, but it drops all these moth scales, gold nuggets, nether stars, and blaze rods. Water Dragon just resides in water. Doesn't seem to do much. We'll see what the kind of damage it can pull. It will fire its water charges at you, as well as just attack you in general. Upon death, He drops a bunch of raw fish. Oh my god, no, don't do it. Just a bunch of redstone blocks surrounding an apple. Right click on either a dirt or grass block. We spawned this baby. These are the trees that you saw. These little apples are what forms these giant trees. Attack squids. So we got a few. Yep, see? So they cause blindness. You can get the big daddy to spawn is by attacking the sky enough until he starts running away from you. This spawns the Kraken. So what this guy does is he actually pulls you into the air and sucks you up with gravity. So when he spawns, not only does he turn at nighttime, but he causes thunder and turns at daytime. Now what he does is he uses his gravity to suck up mobs and yourself around, and then when you get high enough, he actually drops you, assuming he doesn't rip you to shreds and apples like he did that cow. If you almost kill it, he'll actually call more of his cronies. Oh my god! So yeah, that's what happens. He calls up his homeboys, and now it's a real party. You're not gonna be able to beat this guy. He's kind of just a fun mob. I would love to see someone beat this legitly. Well, what a mod. That, guys, was the OreSpawn mod, and it was by TheyCallMeDanger. So I hope you enjoyed this mod, or at least watching it. If you want to check out the mod, a link to it will be in the description as always. Make sure you let him know how much you like the mod when you download it. And guys, I would appreciate if you left a rating. This has been one of the most comprehensive mods I've done and will probably ever do. And of course, if you're new to the channel, I would encourage you to subscribe. I make daily Minecraft videos for your viewing entertainment and for my video making entertainment. So, all that being said, I'm Logdotzip, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.